Wonderful Sunday evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the MARS ScrubADub Car Wash and Oil Change Limited Late Model Series, Lincoln Speedway. There's about 13 cars checked in. We're going to have a great night of racing. It's pretty competitive, actually. Some of these guys down here at the bottom got in a little bit after the server had opened. The track was getting a little bit on the blown outside, so the time's not really reflected. But I'm watching the equal times between the two groups now, and we're really pretty close together, actually. So should be a pretty exciting one. Night one of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. If you're not wearing green, consider yourself pinched. I have actually been wearing green all day for the first time in many years. I really, as an Irishman, should cherish that more, but I haven't. Today, I don't know if it was an accident or if I actually planned on it, but it's embraced today. So, racing for you tonight, racing for you tomorrow night, racing for you on Tuesday night, and then we will be off the rest of the week. It's a good thing, too, because later on this week, there's a big birthday going on, and somebody wants to go celebrate, namely this guy. So we'll have Mars for you tonight, Dirt Slingers tomorrow night, and the Short Track Showdown series on Tuesday night. Take a quick look at the points for this division right now. Shane Yates in that 11 car. I was showing him right there. He is your points leader, 349 markers. His next closest competition, well, that guy drives the 51 car, and he's the quickest in the session right now. He is at 332 on the points, and he sits second. Then Reed Rundle, your defending series champion, at 316, and Garrett Boyd at 306. Behind that, it's kind of a mess, but Scott King is actually fifth in the points, 287. And the overall points between the Pavement Series and the Dirt Series, Reed Rundle, Adam Vinny, Garrett Boyd are your top three. It's a 50-point gap from first to second and about a 70-point gap from first to third. Austin Dillon? No, that's Pete. I don't know. Maybe. Audium. Either way, about 45 seconds. These guys are going to get in here, get qualifying done. They're going to get out here and invert and race. And then, a little bump into the fence right there. Hello, Deb, Bill, Crip. See everybody over on YouTube and Facebook. Haven't seen anybody on Twitch just yet. Last few seconds of the practice session, and it is time to go racing. I think we're going to have a pretty good show tonight. This place is kind of tough anyway, and the guys are going to have to try to run up high, and that is very challenging here. And then running down low, you've got to wait on the car so long it brings the two lines back together. So the short way around, not always the fastest. So we can see Garrett Boyd up there trying to knock the fence down, right rearing it to death. So we will see who ends up being our quick qualifier here just shortly. Get a little cleanup on the track there, it looks like. Austin D'Amore. 7 car going to be one of the first to hit the racing surface for the qualifying session. We'll try to watch as many of these guys as we can. We're going to jump onto Vinny's car. We're going to jump onto Yates's car. Looks like D'Amore is going to be close. He and John Brunner are going to be real close to posting times at the same time. And then we'll move over to Yates, and we'll move over to Vinny and maybe Rundle, see where all these guys are at. First lap around for D'Amore. He is third quick. Adam Vinny, 1585. Shane Yates now takes over that top spot at 15.82. Adam Vinny's out of turn 4 already. He's going to post his second lap. Is it quicker? 15.77, and here comes Yates, and Yates does not pick up as much. So Adam Vinny right now, your quick qualifier. Tiny Dancer, Scott King. Third quick right now. It's Reed Rundle and Garrett Boyd both on the track. Boyd is hitting the timing stripe right now. And Rundle just barely got out, so we'll get back. Garrett Boyd third quick on his first lap. We'll see if he can pick up. He needs a full 1/10 of a second on this second lap right here. Can he get it done? And no, he actually slowed down quite a bit. Slowed down about 1/10 and a half there. Here's Rundle on his first lap. Rundle sixth quick. Looked good through 1 and 2. 3 and 4, a little wide, getting off the X. I don't think he's got enough bite to pick up too much, but he might have picked up a little. And he runs the exact same time. So 2 laps in a row for Rundle at 15.93. Adam Vinny will be your quick qualifier for the evening. 51 car. With the bonus there. So the qualifying in the books from 15.75 to about 16.35, 16.55. Yeah, 16.55. All the way down to Austin Demore. One of the first 4 or 5 cars out, and just didn't get a handle on things here. Pete Dillon just making laps as everything comes to a close. We're going to get ready for heat number 1. We'll line them up. Show you that starting lineup with the invert. The 46 of John Brunner will move to the pole. He'll have the 115 of Hayden Loomis on his outside. Garrett Boyd in the 21 car. Row 2 to the inside, and he'll have the quick qualifier for the evening. 51 of Adam Vinny on his right. And then you'll see Randy Brunner in the 64 on the third row left side, and Pete Dillon in the 07 on his right. Dillon yet to grid out. And then tail end Charlie in this first group. Going to be the 7 car of Austin Demore. Couple of laps of pace here. They'll drop the green. Coming out of 4, not this time by, but the next time. First of 2 heats. Everybody's going to the big show tonight. Pace truck's about to get out of the way right here. Our front row will keep us under pace speed, keep the field in check all the way down through turns 3 and 4. And it'll be time to go. Green flag at the first cone this time. Brunner, small advantage right there. He'll have him in behind him. Oh, out of 2. Finds a little fence on the outside. Here comes Loomis. Loomis dives in super low. Loomis may have the lead coming out of 4. Brunner is kind of everywhere right now. He was 3 wide all by himself. And he and Garrett Boyd have a little contact getting into 1 and 2. There just wasn't room down there, and Brunner really clamped the door shut. Loomis and Vinny through the carnage. No problems there. 1-2 way out in front. John Brunner is still in front of his brother Randy. That's third and fourth. Pete Dillon, Austin Demore, Garrett Boyd. Car heavily damaged, and he is going to take that thing right out of the infield. He'll be starting deep in tonight's A main. But with 5 to go, Loomis and Vinny going at it with the work they did after warm-ups. The track pretty fresh. I think it's going to be one lane for just a little bit. But this time, Vinny got his nose to the inside coming out of 4. He just couldn't do a whole lot with it. Well, watch this battle. That time, Loomis was able to fend him off pretty good. Vinny took the wide side that time. 2 to go signal from above. Austin Dillon now has moved around Randy Brunner into the 4th spot. And the white flag for Heat 1 with Loomis and Vinny way out in front. Brunner and Dillon. Pete Dillon closing in on things. Let's go down to turns 3 and 4. Loomis is ahead by about 6/10 right here. He'll pick up the win, put himself in the redraw. He and Adam Vinny 1-2 in Heat 1. And Brunner will hang on over Dillon. 3rd and 4th. Randy Brunner going to come home 5th. Austin Demore 6th. And Garrett Boyd will be scored in the 7th spot. That car heavily damaged after the lap 2 turn 1 incident. Okay, so now Heat 2. They'll grid them out on the front stretch. 6 cars going to look like this. The 74 of Peter Brees on the pole. And he'll have his good buddy, defending series champion in the 43 on his outside. That's Reed Rundle. Scott King, Tiny Dancer, row 2 to the inside, 18 car. And your current points leader in the series, the 11 of Shane Yates, will start on his outside. And your final row in the final heat race going to be the 17 of Dean Burnt on the inside and the 50 of Dan Tefelsky on the out. Tefelsky and Burnt on the back. King and Yates. King was about the 4th or 5th quickest qualifier tonight. And then your front row, Rundle and Brees. Pace truck headed off down here on the backstretch this next time around. Muskego. Hey, Scott Krieger. Are you related to Zach? All right, time to drop the green flag. Final heat race. See who goes into tonight's A main redraw. The green flag is out. Brees got a pretty good start, but Rundle is going to have the high side momentum. He should pull up alongside. Did not get the car rotating the power down quite fast enough. Now the battle's for 3rd. Side by side, Scott King. And he is holding off one of the best in the business, and Shane Yates in that 11 car. He's going to get right in front of him, lock the door on him, make him use the very outside. If anybody's going to be able to handle that, it'll be that 11 car driver, Shane Yates. Battle for the lead, side by side. Rundle got to the inside of Brees. They almost touched out of 2. Still no change for the lead as Rundle falls back in line. Change for 3rd, though, is Yates. Now looks to clear. Scott King coming off the top side of 4 right here. Can he get the job done? Yes, he does. King gets in line. These 6 all still in the same straightaway. So a lot closer racing in Heat 2. Rundle once again going for the lead. He goes to the bottom of turn number 4, and too much momentum for Brees. And Rundle not close enough to try to throw the slider and get across the nose of that 74 car. Just doesn't have the momentum here getting into 3. 2 to go this time. Yates is closing on both of them. He's opened up about 2 cars on Scott King now. Yates looking to the middle. White flag coming out this time. One more shot for Rundle, and he is going to lose ground out of 2. Heat 2 is going in the books. It's going to be Brees and Rundle 1-2. Yates up to 3rd. King into the 4th spot. Burnt and Tefelsky 5 and 6. So we'll see how long it gives them for the warm-up. They may take it all. That's your nephew. All right. Well, he'll be live tomorrow night, Scott. He'll be covering the DSRL Monday Night Thunder back-to-back shows with the Big Block Modifieds and the UMP Modifieds. They go to Ohio. They go to Lima Land Motorsports Park. Random through the field here. Shane Yates jumps to the top of the speed chart. They probably want to run a lot of this. They want to get this thing completely blown out here, I think. Rundle Loomis and Jordan LaFon. Well, Jordan LaFon didn't make it into a heat race, so I'm not sure if he made it into the server on time, but I saw that his name was in the lineup. Had to be in before qualifying was over, and we didn't see him in a heat race, so I don't know that he actually made it in. A lot of these guys run both the dirt and the asphalt over here. Able to make the switch back and forth. The whole group is pretty competitive with one another. Trying to get the track spread out, ironed out, widened out. Still don't see a Hayden Loomis out here. Only driver not participating in the warm-up. About a minute and a half left in the warm-up session, then we'll get to tonight's feature. Don't forget about tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder. They'll have the Big Block Modifieds go first, and then they'll turn right around, put the UMP Modifieds. Everybody going to be up there. Lima Land, Ohio. Home of the one and only Tim Nichols, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. University of Northern Ohio. I saw they had a table out at Bristol today, or had a booth out at Bristol for the last few days. Our occasional partner, Jerry Kieser, was up there working with him. Looks like they've got the track worked out pretty well. We may open up to 2 lines of racing here. Hopefully it doesn't just go to the top side. We would like to see some 2-lane racing for sure in this feature tonight. All right, let's get ready to line them up. Starting grid, Scott King and Pete Dillon, and I won't be surprised if those two have to roll back a row. But they may have gotten into the redraw since we only had 2 heats. They may have done the top 3, so we'll just have to see. But that looks like that's your front row, Shane Yates and John Brunner. Row 2, Reed Rundle and Adam Vinny in row 3, Peter Brees and Hayden Loomis in row 4, Randy Brunner and Dean Burnt in row 5. Dan Tufelsky alongside Austin Moore making up your 6th row. And our back row, that's going to be the 21 of Garrett Boyd. We'll keep our eye on that car for sure because he should be able to come forward. And I'm watching the front row. It looks like those two are splitting. And Rundle and Vinny are going to the front row. Brees and Loomis. And then you'll see Dillon and King and Yates and Brunner behind that. So, points leader currently in the series is going to start inside row number 4. And he is going to be chasing the guy on the outside of the front row who is only about 16 points behind. So 35 laps.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Underway for the 35-lap feature. Side-by-side battle. Coming off of 2 into 3 and 4. Leaders still haven't separated from each other. Now, Vinny grabs the lead. Loomis right behind Rundle. Brees right behind that. And it's a checkup in behind Brees as Brees got a little sideways and he held up everybody. And I thought we were going to have a little jack-up action back there, but nobody got into the back of the 18. And now Shane Yates is going to work around Pete Dillon to the inside. That'll be for the 6th spot if he can make it go. These two still side by side. Here comes Garrett Boyd. He's already up inside the top 10. I see him back there at the end of the straightaway. He's working around Randy Brunner, put him 9th. Go back to the front. They're single file, nose to tail. And it is just a big conveyor belt right now. Not a lot of action. Loomis going to take a peek on Rundle here, and it wasn't going to work out as Rundle's got the high side roll, and he just doesn't have enough to go after Adam Vinny right now. Shane Yates has made his way to 7th. It's kind of where he started, but he fell back for a lap or 2 there. As the track starts to wear down, you're going to start to see some of these guys that are very adept at racing on the slick come forward. And those that are not are going to start slinking to the back, a little here, a little there. Let's go back and check 8th place, John Brunner. Then it's a pretty hairy gap all the way back here to Boyd in 9th. Randy Brunner's behind that. Dean Burnt, Dan Tafelski, and Austin DeMoore. I thought Yates was going to make a move right there on Pete Dillon. The car just didn't stamp underneath him. That's weird. All those sounds are back off. I hate that. So Vinny still holding it down out front. Rundle, Loomis, Brees, King, Dillon, Yates, Brunner, Boyd. Then Randy Brunner, Dean Burnt, Tafelski, and DeMoore. So we're about half a track now, separating the back of the field and your leader. "13 laps into it. And Adam Vinny's been out front for all of them. Now guys starting to move around, trying to find a line that's going to work. Pete Dillon and Shane Yates. They look like the next battle to get fired up here. Yates was good through the center. He just can't turn the car and run it down the hill, but he may have to go for a slider here. And there he goes to the bottom. No slider this time, but he's going to get alongside. And now if he can just stay patient and keep it going, there comes the slider into turn 3 and 4. See Garrett Boyd doing the same maneuver back here. Yates has the high side, and now he'll clear Dillon. We'll move back here to John Brunner and Garrett Boyd. I think you're going to have to see the 21's going to have to slide up the hill and block that exit run. Maybe not this time. He's going to clear him on his own. Keeps it on the bottom, and now he'll focus on the 07. He wants to follow the 11 through the traffic and get up there to the front. Adam Vinny starting to stretch it out. 0.7 of a second. Now Hayden Loomis is going to put pressure on Reed Rundle. We are down to 17 laps remaining. This thing's kicking off here and going by fast. Peter Brees still fourth. Caution for the first time. John Brunner, the 46 car, has had an issue. Hit the wall pretty hard there. Yeah, flipped the car around. Oh, right front, knocked completely off that machine. So that'll slow things down. Brunner will have to take that in. We'll just see if he can get back out here. 46 car is in the infield right there. But Vinny, Rundle, Loomis, Brees, Yates, King, Dillon, Boyd, Brunner. That's Randy Brunner in the 64. Dean Burnt, Dan Tafelski, Austin DeMoore. The running order. When we restart, it'll be 15 laps to go. So get them doubled up, get them ready to go back to the green flag. I think if I'm Adam Vinny, as soon as we get to that first cone, I'm going. He does exactly that. He lets the car roll about a length past. That's going to put Loomis and Rundle battling. That settles pretty quickly. Brees is up there pushing, shoving. Yates is in it. Boyd is in it. They're going to escape it but lose positions. Here comes Scott King. King has the inside on Loomis, now loses some ground. He'll settle into fourth. Pete Dillon got close to Peter Brees, had to check down. He loses ground. Randy Brunner, Shane Yates side by side. That's for seventh. Boyd behind that in the ninth spot. Hard to get going, hard to, these cars are all about momentum, and there's just no horsepower to get yourself out of trouble. So you can't throttle up, rotate the car, and get away when you're in a mess like Boyd and Yates were in a minute ago. And then it just gets harder and harder to pass. You got to keep working methodically on the same line and just be smooth and patient, just like Scott King is doing right here with Hayden Loomis, trying to get that final podium spot away. Meanwhile, Adam Vinny driving away from these guys. Rundle hanging on to second. The only good battle on the track right now, right here. Go back. Yates is going to get around Pete Dillon right here on the bottom of 1 and 2. Moving back to sixth. Brees is still fifth and right in front. Yates has a chance to get into the top 5. Going to pull alongside. He's going to let him know he's there. Now down here in 3 and 4, can he work the bottom and clear the 74 car? Here comes Garrett Boyd on Pete Dillon as well. For inside 10 to go. It'll be 8 this time by, and Adam Vinny in control all the way. Caution once again, and once again, I think it's the 46. He had gotten back onto the track. Right front was really hurt on the car, and I think that car is steering very poorly anyway. Ooh, he goes around in front of leaders. Yeah, and he just parked it right there, and there's your caution. So that ought to do it for the 46 car. But it'll bunch things up. We'll have a good scramble here for 8 laps. Can Adam Vinny hang on? Pick up the win? Can Reed Rundle get a good start? Get that high side rolling. Stay there on the restart. And take the spot away. Can Hayden Loomis get started with Adam Vinny, clear Reed Rundle, and then make his charge to try to pick up the win? Then you got Scott King and Peter Brees, Shane Yates. Not many laps. Whole lot of work left to do for some of these drivers. We'll tighten the field up right here down the back stretch.
Green, green, green.
This time not completely clear, but he does go ahead and get across in front. And that'll put Adam Vinny right back to the top. The battles for second. Loomis got there. Vinny bobbled out at 2. Here comes Rundle. Rundle's going to go to the bottom. No slider. Going to get the car out at 2. Loomis is looking to the high side. Rundle cuts that off. Scott King working the bottom. Can he find some drive and get alongside Loomis and make Loomis have to give up a spot here? Oh, and around goes Rundle in front of the field, and he is going to get tagged. Caution. Let's go down here. We're going to watch this pretty closely. It's going to happen down here in 3 and 4. I think Hayden Loomis gets up under the back. Oh, yeah, he catches that right rear corner. And he just turns Rundle around, and Rundle just gets hammered. Couple of cars. And the 43 car. Suspension broken on the rear end. That car not tracking straight. 50 car of Tefelsky's backwards in 1 and 2 after that whole deal. Peter Brees now on the hook and out. They've taken that car completely out of here. So it's going to be wave lap time, 5-lap shootout. Things are going to shake up just a little bit, and we're going to see if we get any movement in this field right here. As it's Vinny, Loomis, King, Yates, Dylan Boyd, Randy Brunner, Burnt, and Rundle. I was waiting to see if we were going to get a tap out from a driver or they're going to do this all post-race. So we'll double them up, get them back ready to go. Five laps. And Adam Vinny needs another good restart.
Green flag, green flag.
And he's able to move right to the outside. The battle there is going to be Loomis has got company on the inside. Can Scott King get the bite down the back stretch? He's there. Can he keep the 18 car in the fray right here up the front stretch? Loomis with a run out of 4. Now King going to go in here and go after him 2 for 1 maybe. Couldn't get either one of them as he entered low and exited a little wide, but he couldn't go to the fence. He may end up being back to 3rd. He might go back to 4th if he slips like that again because Shane Yates right alongside. Scott King got to get the car down to the inside. He gets a little tap. Both Yates and Boyd go by, so drop him to 5th. Battles at the front, 2 laps to go. Loomis needs to close a car and a half. Boyd looked low, out of 2 for 3rd.
All right, man, caution is out.
Caution! I'm not sure. Did Reed Rundle have another issue? Oh, my. 43 car, he's down low. He's going to come out. Oh, it looked like he might have nicked the fence out of 2. Smacks it hard into the outside wall. So the 43 car's night went from bad to worse. And we'll have a 2-lap shootout this time. Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy? How come you ain't out here running with these guys, man? How come you don't come and run on Monday nights with us? We run the fender cars now. Well, actually, kind of. We run the modifieds. It's a lot of fun. You ought to come and join us. Vinny, Loomis, Yates, Boyd, King, Dylan, Brunner, Burnt, Tefelsky. The 9 cars on the track. I think John Brunner's still out here making laps. Peter Brees off track. Austin DeMore off track. But John Brunner's a couple laps down. Still making time. Austin DeMore is out there. He's at the back, and he's 7 laps down. But Adam Vinny going to have to go through at least one more restart. Now he's got the hounds. Loomis is on the outside, and then right behind him in the next row, Boyd and Yates. And this might get interesting. Holding them down. Gets to the cone, jumps on the throttle, green flag, and I think Loomis timed that pretty good. If he can find anything coming out of 2, another bobble from the 51 car maybe. And he doesn't, but Yates now alongside. And Yates tried to go 2 for 1 on the restart lap. White flag of this time by. The battles for 2nd. It is all Adam Vinny. It's Loomis and Yates battling for the final 2 podium steps. Yates, one last ditch effort. He didn't go for the slider. Out of 4 to the line. Vinny wins it. Loomis 2nd, Yates 3rd. Boyd and King 4 and 5. So Valiant effort by the points leader. Just could not get the car clear of that number 115 car. So we'll wait for drivers to make their way in. And we are waiting on driver 11, Mr. Yates, to make his presence known here so we can grab him up, talk to him here in the booth. I know it only takes him a moment. Shane will make his way in. Is that a sad face, Mindy? There's Shane Yates right there. Let's get him. Shane Yates, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Heck of a run tonight. You started kind of deep in this thing for the feature, and you really did run all the way up through there, and you had a shot at the end, just run out of time.
Yeah, I think if I had a few more laps, I could have got it. But hitting the bottom perfect is really hard. 1 and 2 wasn't that bad at the end there, but 3 and 4, I think I got a little too high. Or maybe I didn't get high enough. I know I kept losing momentum down there in 3 and 4. So, yeah. Still podium. It still feels good.
Yeah, as the points leader, a podium, knowing that the couple of guys that are behind you finished behind you still, except for the guy that won, and I don't think he can make up enough points. There's not a lot of races in this series. Do you just feel like you got to be consistent, or do you really need to come out here and go after the wins?
No, I don't have to go after the win. That's why I was more or less playing it safe. I think I got like 2X maybe on one of the restarts, and I fell back to like 8th. And I was just taking my time to make it up through her because I don't want to. I'm racing for the ScrubADub, to win that also. So, just trying to take my time.
Yeah, clean driver, just about as prestigious as winning one of the titles or the overall. So definitely smart to race it that way. A lot of fun out there, it looked like tonight. This track changed quite a bit. They got out there and did a little work after the practice session, and you guys had a pretty fresh track all the way up until the warm-up, and then it really kind of was a completely different track than what you even saw in your heat races tonight.
Yeah, there at the beginning, I tried the bottom probably about 3 or 4 times. I can't remember who I was behind. That might have been Petey. But I tried to pass him on the inside, and I was like, it's just not there. So I just stayed behind him for probably at least 15 laps, maybe more than that, to try to figure out if that track would ever wear out up there. And then it finally wore out up there on the top, and you could go to the bottom a little bit, and it'd be about the same amount of speed on top and bottom. So I ended up getting some passes off like that.
Well, good run tonight, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you shoot out of here.
Yeah, I thank my teammates, TNT, Tri-City, thanks ScrubADub, the Clean Ward. I appreciate them guys. Thank Ray for putting this on and you for broadcasting, man.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the good run. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, buddy.
All right, man. We'll see you, bud.
Shane Yates finishing in 3rd. He chased all night. He just couldn't quite get there at the end. I think he had a shot, but he had to hold off a hard charger number 11 car. Hayden Loomis, good run tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Looked like things changed quite a bit from start to finish in the track there, and just not quite enough to get around the 51 car.
Yeah, no, the inside was getting good, and I was too scared to try running it because that's all I need to do is just door somebody trying to do something new. I'm not a big fan of this track. It was fun tonight though, but just not my expertise. So figured I'd just run conservatively.
Yeah, I hear that a lot about this place, that it's really difficult to drive, really difficult to race because it looks wide, but it races super narrow, and the lines are so touchy. If you miss them just a little bit, you're so far off, it's not good for you. But you do a good job of getting it up there on the podium tonight. You were battling with Reed. Reed got some problems. What happened there coming out of 4?
I still got to go back and watch it. It looked like he slipped up in front of me, and I was all the way out of the gas trying to let him recoup and get back into it, but it just wasn't enough time for him to do it. Like I said, it might have been my fault. I don't know if it was him slipping up and I was just too close or what have you, but either way, as soon as it happened, I told him I was sorry, and I was straight out of the gas, so.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless, man. Second here with this group of guys, especially at a tough track like this, got to be pretty gratifying for you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Especially Lincoln, man. This track is, like I said, already difficult. So to be on the podium tonight is pretty awesome.
All right, man. Give me some shout and some thank yous before we let you out of here.
I'm gonna shout out Elite Performance Industries, Designs by Trouton for the wraps. You for doing the broadcast. Reed for setting everything up. Wabam, Beard Sconson, all the sponsors for the stream itself. This league's awesome. Gonna keep running it until. Hopefully it never does stop, but until it does stop.
All right, man. Well,
I'm
thanks
here
for chatting
for it.
with us. Congrats on a great run, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
All right, thanks, man.
Hayden Loomis finishing second now. He's got a lot of fans in the chat. We know. They're all cheering, jumping up and down. There's probably maybe some beer spraying here and there. It's hard to say. Man, Vinny, flag to flag tonight, buddy.
Yeah, track position was key, so I was fortunate to start on the front row and just hold all those fast guys off behind me.
Yeah, you had a couple of challenges, and Reed Rundle put the first one on you, and then he has problems. And then Hayden Loomis got there, and I saw a couple of slips, and it looked like you were going to lose the spot, and the cautions fell at a perfect time. Did you get a little sigh of relief because of that?
Actually, I hated those cautions. They were actually scaring me a little bit, but yeah, I was starting to towards the end of the race, trying to distance myself, used up a little too much, but yeah, car held together, tires held together, and here we are.
Off the last restart, did you notice who was to your inside right there on those last couple laps?
No, not at all. All I saw was ahead of me. We don't worry about who's behind me.
Well,
just kidding. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was going to tell you that, you held off one of the best guys in the business. You held off Shane Yates. He got to the inside a couple of times there, but you kept the car strong and kept it up on the top, and you held that guy off. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I got the car sideways a few times because I know how good he is. And I after the race, I talked to him. I said, "How the heck were you holding the inside like that?" And he's like, "I couldn't really." But yeah, fortunately, I was able to hold him off once again.
Well, all the victory vendors are cheering in the chat, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate with them. Yeah,
thank you to you as always. Thank you to everybody who tunes in, supports us, watch what we love to do. Beard Wisconsin, small batch beard oils and balms. It's Wisconsin, the Wisconsinite podcast, Outlaw Chassis and Suspension, my parents, my girlfriend, my kids. And this win goes out to, we had to put our dog down this past Monday. So rest in peace, Dixie. We love you. We miss you. And we'll see you again. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who supports this channel, supports this league. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Congrats on a good win. Go celebrate hard with your fans out there, and I will see you tomorrow night.
Will do. Sounds good. I might miss tomorrow night. My daughter has a basketball thing, so I got to go to that awards banquet. So.
Okay. Well, if we see you, great, and if we don't, good luck to her. Maybe she gets some of those awards picked up.
Thank you. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks, Roger.
All right. Adam Vinny picking up the win tonight. He led it from a flag to flag. Had to hold off a couple of hard chargers there. Well, let's look at our results real quick. Vinny Loomis and Yates, 1, 2, 3. King was 4th. Boyd 5th. Randy Brunner 6th. Dylan 7th. Tefelsky 8th. John Brunner 9th. Rundle 10th. Burnt 11th. Brees 12th. And DeMore, early exit for him. He came back 7 laps down. So he's going to get credited with 13th. Interesting night. This is a tough track. These guys did a pretty good job, I think, of maneuvering around here. And A bunch of the costs really were for self spins. I think only 2 were for actual contact. So good job by them. Always fun to go back on the pavement next week. Don't forget tomorrow night, Big Block Modifieds at 8 Eastern and UMP Modifieds at 9:30 Eastern. Right back here, Zach Krieger will be on the call. Dirt Slingers Racing League. And then Tuesday night, we'll wrap up our week of broadcasting with Short Track Showdown Series. And they're, I think, the next race in the Triple Crown. So make sure you tune in for that. But I appreciate everybody being here, guys. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. And without all of the wonderful leagues that give us great racing like you saw tonight, there's nothing for us to cover. So thanks to everybody on both sides of the coin for that.